10 foods you should not refrigerate. When it comes to food storage, we always think of the refrigerator first, right? But did you know that some foods simply don't thrive in cold environments? Want to know why? Then stay tuned to the end because today we're going to discuss about the 10 foods that you should never refrigerate. It seems simple, but choosing whether or not to refrigerate some food has a direct impact on its shelf life and flavor. While cooling reduces the action of germs and bacteria, it can also change the texture, flavor, and appearance of some foods. Keeping each food in its proper location is critical to ensuring it's safe and delightful eating. But how do you know which foods should or should not be kept in the refrigerator? To answer these questions, we've compiled a list of 10 foods that do not require refrigerator and will explain why it's preferable to keep them out. And stay tuned, because food number 9 will surprise you. You've probably been storing it incorrectly your entire life. Food number 1, tomatoes. Tomatoes are true stars in our kitchen, not only because they are delicious and can be used in a variety of dishes, but they do not thrive in cold temperatures. Keeping tomatoes in the refrigerator can lead them to lose their natural taste and firmness. The cold inhibits the enzymes responsible for flavor, resulting in a bland and mealy tomato. Here is our first tip. Ripe tomatoes should be stored upside down at room temperature to maintain their texture and flavor. Green tomatoes, on the other hand, should be kept in a wooden or wicker basket to promote ripening. If you see your tomatoes are ready to spoil, make a homemade sauce to freeze. Not only is it healthier than the store-bought version, but it also tastes far better. 2. Potatoes. Potatoes are extremely popular since they are inexpensive, easy to raise, and highly versatile in the kitchen. After all, who can resist a meal that includes potatoes, whether fried, mashed, boiled, or baked as a side to a tasty meat dish? But, contrary to popular opinion, potatoes should not be stored in the refrigerator. Keeping potatoes in cold temperatures helps their starch to convert into sugar more quickly, resulting in a sweet, hard potato. Potatoes should be stored in a cool, dark, and dry environment. Here's an essential tip. Don't wash potatoes before storing them because it destroys their natural microbial defense. Instead of placing them in the refrigerator, keep them in a cold location. This also applies to sweet potatoes, cassava, parsnips, yams, and taro, as long as they have their skin on. 3. Onions. Onions are a staple in many recipes, but they demand a cool, dry climate. Onions stored in the refrigerator can develop a sticky texture, get moldy, and absorb aromas from other foods. Store your onions in a cold, dry place. They, like potatoes, require oxygen to be consistent. A helpful advice: unlike on the dish where potatoes and onions complement each other nicely, these two foods should not be stored together. The exchange of gases increases their degradation. 4. Garlic. Garlic also dislikes the cold temperatures. Refrigeration can cause it to lose flavor and become rubbery. Furthermore, the moisture in the refrigerator could speed up garlic's mold and sprouting process. To properly store it, keep it in a well-ventilated room away from direct sunlight. For a longer shelf life, keep the garlic in its skin until ready to use. If you have peeled garlic but haven't used it all, refrigerate it and eat it within 3 days. 5. Avocados. Who hasn't gone to eat a lovely avocado that had been stored in the refrigerator only to throw it out because it was past its prime? This is a sad, yet familiar scene. This occurs primarily because the fruit was chilled when still green, as avocados are harvested in this manner and mature gradually even after being collected. As a result, they should be stored outside of the refrigerator until ripe. Putting them in the refrigerator too soon will slow down ripening and result in a rubber-like texture. Remember that once opened, avocado contains nutrients that, when oxidized, can change the taste, color, and characteristics. If you can't prepare the entire fruit at once, there's a method to keep it from browning. Don't remove the pit. Instead, rub a slice of lemon over the entire surface, wrap it in plastic wrap, and refrigerate. 6. Bananas. If you like bananas, you may have pondered if you should keep them in the refrigerator. After all, what is the best method for preserving this beloved fruit? And the answer is, it depends. If you buy greener bananas, keep them out of the refrigerator at room temperature. This is because low temperatures can alter the texture and flavor of the fruit, giving it an unappealing appearance and a distinct flavor. When stored in the refrigerator, the banana peel may discolor and the fruit may ripen unevenly. Bananas should be stored in a fruit bowl or somewhere cool and dry. On the other hand, if you have riper bananas that you do not intend to eat right away, you can put them in the refrigerator to increase their shelf life. Remember that once a banana is refrigerated, the peel darkens but the flesh remains edible. If you opt to store bananas in the refrigerator, make sure they are on the center shelf and away from the door. This is because the refrigerator door is the warmest location and is prone to temperature variations, which might compromise the quality of the bananas. 7. Apples. The apple, like bananas, is a fruit that provokes discussion. Should apples be kept in the fridge or not? They can be, but apples keep for a long time without refrigeration. An apple in good condition and relatively fresh can last up to 15 days in a well-ventilated area. As a result, you can safely store your apple in the fruit bowl outside the refrigerator. When apples are refrigerated, they lose their crispness and become mealy. The humid climate inside the refrigerator can also accelerate their deterioration. To keep your apples fresh and crunchy for longer, store them outside the refrigerator. It's startling to learn that we store some of these foods incorrectly. Tell us in the comments which of those foods you've already stored or still keep in the fridge. But wait, it isn't over yet. We have additional foods to surprise you. Before we move on, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to never miss out on our future videos. 8. Bread. After long debate, we can finally conclude that bread should not be stored in the refrigerator. Ideally, leave it on your kitchen counter or in another non-refrigerated location. Refrigerating bread can help prevent mold growth. However, it causes the bread to go outdated more quickly. If you want to avoid stale and moldy bread, the freezer is your best option. Freezing bread prevents mold growth and slows the hardening process. A great suggestion is to freeze multiple slices. This allows you to warm up only what you need without exposing the bread to mold growth or hardening. When you're ready to eat, simply take it out of the freezer and reheat for a few minutes. 9. Olive oils. Olive oil is not only delicious but also beneficial to one's health, as it contains monounsaturated fats, vitamins, and antioxidants. However, the benefits may be impaired depending on how the bottle is stored. First, keep olive oil away from heat and harsh light, which speed up the oxidation process and alter its nutritional and sensory components. And the fridge? This is also not the best solution. Cooling can cause olive oil to thicken, cloud, and change flavor. Additionally, moisture promotes the oxidation process. As a result, it is recommended to store the bottles in dark, cool locations, such as closed cabinets. And if you don't believe it, try it yourself. Leave some of the product on the kitchen counter, near the sun, or in the refrigerator, and you'll understand what the term rancidity means. 10. Peanut butter with honey. Some pantry products present significant concerns related to their storage. Many of them, including honey and peanut butter, are refrigerated unnecessarily. Honey is a natural and delightful food that is commonly used to sweeten beverages, cakes, bread, and even salads. Its high sugar content acts as a natural preservative, therefore refrigeration is unnecessary. In fact, if you do this, it may crystallize and solidify. But don't worry, if this happens, simply heat the jar in a water bath to bring it back to normal. Peanut butter, on the other hand, is a great source of protein and healthy fat, with a creamy and delicious consistency. However, refrigerating it might change the texture, making it tougher and more difficult to spread. And don't worry, it won't spoil. Bacteria struggle to proliferate because of the high fat content. As a result, it's preferable to store it somewhere cool and dry instead of in the refrigerator. And now you know, never refrigerate these items. Proper food storage is critical for maintaining its freshness and flavor. Understanding why certain foods don't do well in the refrigerator allows us to keep them fresh and pleasant for longer. So the next time you return from the grocery or market, keep these items out of the refrigerator. Now tell us in the comments, did you already know that these foods should stay out of the fridge? Do you have any conservation advice or suggestions for foods that we did not include on the list? Share with us. If you found this video helpful, please like it and share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell for more videos like this. Thank you for watching. Until next time.